We are bringing in a new era of health, not based on sickness, but based on true health. Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. And the UN creates programs to help us do that, help us develop that. And let's see what those programs would look like. Well, I think there's a big business opportunity here, because to me the programs would look like, well, you're going to need something to address the mind. So you're going to need cross currents of thought. Things like, like what is Twitter? Because Twitter basically is the synapses firing in the brain. We're recreating, effectively, the internet. We're recreating ourselves on the internet as a global entity. We are, when you look at things like the concepts of control, fascism, socialism, all these kinds of things, all of these things are interrelated. It's just a matter of tying it together. We don't know how to tie it together. But I think we need a new discipline that actually embraces some sort of higher understanding of, technology and organic life. I think that'd be amazing. So I think that's step one. I think step two would be, wow, what would happen? What would truly happen on the planet if visualization exercises took place on a regular basis? People said, hey, let's just play with this idea. Let's just try to be this thing. Just like what I'm doing here. I'm not judging the idea. I'm just saying, wouldn't it be amazing if Barack Obama actually was addressing the UN? We've taken control of who? And we've said the paradigm that's changed now is based on holistic health, mental, spiritual, physical, and emotional. Codex dies in a heartbeat. It's irrelevant then. The pharmaceutical companies take a back seat. You see? There's no need for them. That's old. That's like socialism. There's no need for socialism. You don't need it. People don't need to be taken care of. And that's the perfect example of it, right? Holistic health. We aren't going to take care of you. The UN would be effectively saying, every country of the world, we're not going to take care of you. We're just going to support you like you can't believe. And this is our program. So we've got the mental portion of it. You get the physical, so you do something like NIA. So you do your training. You get your knowledge about what's going on, because you don't really want to keep your head stuck in the ground. And then you do visualization exercises where you could see things. And you start to imagine what the world would be like with this sort of vision. Holistic health coming out of the UN? Yeah! We can do that. We can absolutely do that. We can do that in 6 months. Absolutely. Because they've fallen into a trap. They've fallen into our trap. Every man, woman, and child on the planet would oppose Codex. Because they don't want government and police breaking into their house, taking their vitamins and taking their herbs and putting them in jail. They don't want that. I don't want it. I mean, if you want it, you can have it. Just don't have it somewhere else, go on an island somewhere. It's amazing that people are like, well, it's the end time, so we actually have to have hellfire and brimstone and the battle between good and evil and all this stuff. And it's like, oh, man, grow up. Why don't we envision something better? Maybe that's all they could envision back at the time. Maybe that's all they saw. Maybe they gave up on us as people. It's like, oh, God, they ain't ever going to get over that whole good and evil thing. But what if we did? What if we got to this point where we took the World Health Organization and we said, your job is now to embrace holistic health across the planet. It's pretty powerful. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear what your vision would be. You know, what would be your personal vision? How would you see this occur? Maybe you have a dying mother or a grandmother, or your children are on all these pharmaceutical drugs. You know, maybe you've lost people because of that. I mean, me personally, I've got a 5-year-old son on Ritalin. You know what? I don't like that. And the world's not ready for my 5-year-old son, because the world wants to put him on Ritalin because he don't fit. And I think that's how a lot of people have felt. They don't fit. They don't fit in the little box that they've been given. Maybe they're just a little bit bigger than the box. And you know what? We need a training program. And we have a prototype of that going on in Texas right now, of exactly what that training program would look like. How do you get into a place where you can embrace holistic health? And I mean real holistic health. So just as much as our energy concepts are outdated, our medical concepts are outdated. There is so much knowledge available that hasn't been disclosed because it disturbs people. It upsets the status quo. But all you have to do is look in your heart, look in yourself, look at your family, and you can see the pills you're taking. You can see all of that. But look at where it's leading. Ultimately, it's leading to a command and control structure that says, we need to take care of you. Oh, and by the way, we think fluoridated water is good for you. It was only used in the gulags to make people, complacent and that sort of thing. We don't think CoQ10 is good for you. We don't think all this medical stuff is good for you. No. We think that irradiating your food is good for you. And making sure you have bovine growth hormone in your food, in your milk, which is known to cause cancer and a number of other things. We think that's good for you. Let's see. Maybe, just maybe, some of us don't like what they think anymore. Maybe some of us are saying, hey, I think I can manage my own food choices. I think I can manage what's right for me and my body and my mind and my heart and my spirit. I think I can do that.